And that, in so many ways, me off so much. You know, I work in hypnotherapy, I work with people's minds, I help them to get the mind straight. We are pretty willy-nilly sometimes. Hello, you spectacular people and peopleettes. How are you doing today? This time I'm going to share with you what the emissaries have taught me about where we are in the revelation, in the great revelation in which we find ourselves right at this moment. I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So as you're probably all aware, stuff's coming out, stuff's being revealed everywhere, and no sooner does something happen than everybody is there revealing it. I'll give you an example of what's it called, that spaceship that supposedly went through the first time that they'd ever been to the moon, as one of the astronauts said, this is the first time that we're going to go to the moon. Really? And it's Artemis, is it called? And like, it's going up, and all the images that they're sending, people are just going, come on, that's ridiculous. Look there, there's no shadow. There's a thing spinning, there's no shadow on the legs. At the moment, there's a load of footage coming out of green screen stuff. I don't know whether it's real or whether it's the difficulty is we don't know anymore. But it's like nothing stands the sniff test, does it? Nothing. Like, the sniff test is there and everything is being revealed. So I said to the emissaries, where are we in the revelation? Whereabouts are we? You know, are we in the thick of it yet? And they said, no, we're not. We're not in the thick of it yet. We're just on the outskirts, the edges of it, working our way in. The big bit is yet to come. And I said to them, so tell me, when you say that, right, all will be revealed, how much? Like, will it be revealed that we're in this virtual reality? Like, will it all be revealed that this is just a pretend thing, and you know, all the cycle and the karmic cycle and all of that? And they said, no. What they said is that we'll learn that everything that we've been told about this plane and what goes on in this plane, this reality, is a lie. And that everything is based on lies. Nothing has any foundation at all. And they said this is going to be very hard for everybody to manage, even the people who know. And I think, you know, I was alluding to this in the chat that I had with Gary, but I wanted to tell you this is what, on that day when I had the chat with Gary, this is what they told me, and I wanted to make it nice and clear what they were saying. And so they said it's going to be very tough for us, even those who know, because it's going to be so big, because there's going to be so much coming out. And I said to them, all right then, and this is a question that somebody asked in the comments as well. So will the people who are going on the left-hand path, and I'm using that just as a metaphor, all right, left-hand path, but left-hand path and right-hand path, I know where I want to be, on the right, with the right people. Will the people on the left-hand path be able to see this? What will they think? And the emissary said something really interesting. They said, what will happen is this. At the beginning, they will reject it. They'll just go, no. But they said that the proofs will be so overwhelming that at some point, even the people who don't want to believe it will be forced to believe it. And they said, then something magical will happen. What will that magical thing be? A reframe. And so they said that the people will have to believe it, even though it won't change their belief about where they're going. They said that they're going to reframe it like this. In fact, they made me think of 1984. And they said they're going to reframe it like the reframes in the book 1984. And the reframes in the book, I don't know if you remember, the 3 slogans of Big Brother were this. War is peace. Freedom is slavery. And ignorance is strength. Beautiful. Like that guy was spot on. I don't know whether he was actually getting in touch, you know, like remote viewing the future, or whether they'd actually given him the game plan and said, just write about that so that prepares people. And so the emissary said the people who don't want to accept that as, well, that means I'm going to have to change sides, all that they will do is they will say, well, yes, there have had to be lies, things done that maybe, might be construed as not good, but it was for the greater good.
All about the greater good.
The greater good.
How can this be for the greater good?
The greater good.
How can this be for the greater good?
The greater good.
Shut it!
The greater good. And said that's exactly what they're going to do. They're just going to say, well, okay, but we accept it because it had to happen so that we could have the future that we want. That beautiful 2030 agenda that we want. That everything's going to be wonderful and let's get my chip in my head and everything. It had to be done this way. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, that's a bit far-fetched, isn't it? I mean, how can people see all of that and then accept it? And I'll tell you a little story, a true little story from my life. So my father-in-law is what you would call left. And the government here in Spain is left. I would say probably extreme left. And they are steeped in corruption so deeply that they're up to here in shit and corruption. It's horrific. The president of Spain didn't win the election. He lost the election. And so what he did was he went round all the groups in Spain, all the political groups, asking them to ally with him so that he could win. He was going to groups that are not left at all. He even went to the group that was formerly known as ETA. Do you know ETA? The same as the IRA in Ireland. ETA was the IRA here in Spain. They unalived many, many people. Well, they've got a different name now. They've changed the name. Still the same thing. And he went to them even. And he got them. And so he got all of these groups that had nothing to do with what people voted for so that he could stay in power. And so, in one of my heated conversations with my father-in-law, I try to avoid them, but sometimes I can't help it. I said to him, so do you think it's a good thing that the president had to go and get all of those other groups involved in his group that have nothing to do with the lefts or the socialists or whatever, just so that he could stay in power when he lost the election? And my father-in-law looked me in the eye, and he's an intelligent man, eh? He's a very intelligent man. He looked me in the eye and he said, well, yes, I think it's a good thing, because if you had to do that to maintain democracy in this country, then I agree with it. And I was like, wait a minute. So people didn't vote for him, which is the democratic way, isn't it? And so he lost the election, and so he filled it so he could win. To save democracy. That's what we call a 1984 reframe. Democracy is dictatorship. Or perhaps dictatorship is democracy. So, the opposite ends of the scale. But people are quite willing and able, and it's amazing that people can do it. They can justify everything. And so that's what the emissaries say that people are going to do. It's going to be overwhelming. And they're going to go, yeah, but hey, it had to happen. They had to do it. It's for the greater good.
The greater good.
Shut it!
And that, in so many ways, pisses me off so much. I work in hypnotherapy. I work with people's minds. I help them to get their mind straight. We are pretty willy-nilly sometimes. Humankind is a bit willy-nilly. I'm sorry, I've got to say it, and I am part of humankind, and I know that I'm willy-nilly sometimes, but I'm not half as willy-nilly as some of the bloody mad bastards that we've got in this world. They are off the fucking rockers. They really are. It's awesome. Wouldn't be me, but hey-ho, it takes all kinds to make this world spin on a very flat plane rather than go around. I don't know. To make this world do whatever it does in whatever way it is. And I want to leave you with some scriptures, because as I was talking to the emissaries about the revelation, they were putting in my mind, as they often do, like little memories of scriptures. And there are two scriptures from Luke, I am your father. No, or is it, no, I am your father? It's changed, hasn't it? Thanks to the Mandela effect. Used to be Luke, I am your father. Now it's no, I am your father. Anyway, in the book of Luke, it says this: for there is nothing covered that will not be revealed, nor hidden that will not be known. Whenever you have spoken in the darkness, it will be heard in the light. So that's pretty clear, isn't it? That's like a clear, but just shortly afterwards in Luke said the same thing. For there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, nor anything secret that will not be brought to light. Years ago, when the Emissaries brought me this message, they just said, we've been standing in a dark room, a pitch dark room, with the most horrible things happening around us that we couldn't see. And now the light is getting turned on. The dimmer switch is being turned up. And the brighter it gets, the more shit we see. And we say, oh my God, suddenly it's bad. No, it's always been bad. Now we're seeing it. That's all that the revelation is the putting on of the light being turned on. And we're about 30 to 40% of the dimmer switch. There's still a fair crack to go. And God knows, when we start seeing into the corners of the room, the dark... I watched... A video came up on my feed of, you know, these hoarders, these people who hoard, and like they just fill every room up. Like you open the door and it's full to the top, you can't get in and everything. That's kind of where we are, where we're going to start taking the stuff out of the hoarder's room, and the deeper we get in, the worse it's going to get. So that's something to look forward to. Let's all link arms, stay strong, keep one another upbeat, and join the Telegram group, our Telegram group. It's a lovely group. Loads of people are joining now because we're getting new people coming in. The link's in the video information. Come, let's stick together. We need to stick together through this. We need to help one another through this. Okay? I love you all. Put in the comments also what things you're expecting to see in this revelation. Put them in and let's see if you're right as we go on. Things that we haven't seen yet, but that we're going to see. I look forward to reading that. I love you all. Bye-bye.